Welcome back to another episode. Welcome to the first episode if you're just now listening. I'm trying to talk to the new listeners. Hopefully you bring some new listeners. So
I should.
So if this is your first time listening, welcome to the Ninth Period Podcast, hosted by Ice G. Now, all right, look, I only call myself Ice G because I was in the car talking to my mans, and I was like, yo, like I feel like beautiful right now, like I feel very handsome. And nigga said, "The fuck you think you are, Max B?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm Ice G." So,
and it just stuck.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
It's catchy.
Yeah. So today, the nice voice you hear is, I don't want to just say Tiff.
I mean, my friends call me Tiff J, but you could just call me Tiffany too. I'm pretty traditional.
So we got Tiffany, but I would like for you to introduce yourself as well.
Okay, my name is Tiffany. I am here because I am in the running. Well, not in the running. I'm on my way to becoming a licensed school psychologist. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I am a self-proclaimed astrologist. And so that's what I'm here today to talk about. We're going to talk about psychology a little bit, but also kind of pick your chart apart too, because it's a little toxic. Yeah. I was waiting to say that when we started.
My chart is toxic?
It's a little toxic.
That's crazy. I don't believe that. Well, so if anyone was wondering how we met at a brunch. Mm-hmm. It was me and my cousin Med. Mm-hmm. I had him on the pod before. He was taking pictures of me, and I was like, yo, like, you know, he's a young single black man that doesn't cheat. So every girl that walked by, I used the same line to get him a nice girl. Mm-hmm. And then we would just like conversing, just having a regular conversation. And I asked you, like, what do you do? Mm-hmm. And you said, I'm going to school for psychology. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to be a psychologist. And it was just like, oh shit. I've always wanted an episode where it's like I'm basically having like a therapy session kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it was a point in time where I was just looking for therapists, black therapists at that, you know, to just talk to me so I could find some shit out for myself and get more personal with my listeners. Because I don't feel like I'm as personal with my listeners. I feel like I just like don't really say much, even though I talk on my podcast. But, yeah. You know, so, and she told me she's an astrologist. Mm-hmm. I asked her what the fuck that meant. And she said, you know the shit with zodiac signs and I can tell you who you are.
Basically. So
earlier today, she sent me a picture of my chart. I don't know how the fuck to read the shit, but she's going to tell me what it is. No, and apparently I'm toxic.
It looks like geometry. That's why anytime I tell people, I used to do readings and I used to get paid to do them, but I kind of stopped because life started happening again. But this also kind of just started during quarantine. So I would say about last year, around this time, I kind of just was home, bored, and I started looking up astrology because I was always into it since I was a kid. And it was always like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. Like, okay, that's my sign, I'm a Scorpio. And I just used to feel very passionately about that. And then during last year, I started watching like YouTube videos and then one after another. And then essentially it was kind of like going down the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm learning so much about myself and my trauma and why I'm this way and why am I like this and why I attract friends like this and why my relationships go like this. It was like so much. And I just feel like even though I think a lot of people reject it, or they like, oh, like you're a Cancer, so you're a cheater, or whatever the case is, like stuff like that. Like I feel like if people knew exactly what it was, they wouldn't reject it so much, or just like feel like people make excuses for what sign they are. Like it's actually
that shit annoys the shit out of me. Even though Cancers are the most loyalist people on the planet,
absolutely.
That's neither here nor there. So yeah, you continue.
No, I love Cancers. Cancers are my favorite, so you're good. But I think, like, it's a journey to self-discovery. There's so much that you can learn from your chart. And I feel like, for me, it's helped me tremendously. And it's helped the people that I've actually, like, talked to. They've been able to take different risks, the things that they wanted to do, or they kind of sat on ideas about things. And after, you know, having a talk with me and, like, going through the chart, they realize that they were doing exactly what they were made to do. So in a sense, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with psychology, because you can use what's in the chart to kind of unpack a little bit about what you go through. It touches on everything. And you'll see later, like it literally talks about everything. So I think it'd be interesting to see what happens.
I'm dying to see what that is. But I wanted to ask you, like, what got you into doing psychology? Like what, like you go to school for that. You're about to graduate in May for that. Congrats again.
Thank you.
So it's just like, how did, when you were just looking up majors, or did you already know that's what you were going to do when you were going to college?
No. So my freshman year, I went to Del State. And I actually was a sports management major, which is so far off. And there's a funny story about that, because I didn't realize how much business went into that.
Yeah.
And I think, I used to be an athlete, so I'm like, I'm going to be in sports management. I'm going to work in marketing. I'm going to be recruiting people. I'm going to be having them sign major deals with major sports brands and things like that. And I'm like, okay. I took one course. I think it was like, what the fuck is it? Macroeconomics? You ever took that shit?
No.
With the supply and demand charts? I'm like, what the fuck?
I think I sat in one of my friend's classes.
What? On purpose in that class? Hell no.
Yeah, like my freshman year of college, I had like super long breaks, so
Oh, no.
I'll find anything to do to kill time.
Hell no. And you know what? I would consider myself, I'm very intelligent, highly intelligent. That shit just wouldn't stick. Like, I just couldn't, for the life of me, understand what the hell is macroeconomics. And I brought the drop slip in at the time. We had drop slips. And I brought it on the day of the midterm, and the professor was like, are you sure you don't want to just take the test? I said, girl, sign this so I can leave. And I ended up changing my major to public relations. And I still kind of felt like I ended up transferring out of
Del State?
Yeah, Del State, and I transferred to William-Patterson, which is in Jersey.
Okay.
And I went to my first class as a public relations major, and I think the first thing we had to do was create a blog on Tumblr. And I was like, I can't do this shit. I always wanted to get into psychology, but I think I was being a little lazy. I thought it would be too hard. And I think after sitting in that class, I kind of just had to talk with myself, like, you know what, Tiffany, just do it. So I changed my major. I changed my major to psychology, and the rest is history. Like, I enjoyed it. It was hard, but I got through it. And then I took a break, and then I'm the type of person, like, I like to reflect before I make my next choice. So I took a year and a half off, and then I decided to go into school for school psychology, and here we are. So I already have my master's, and I'm finishing up to get my cert at the end. Yeah.
Like, I remember I took psychology my first semester of college, and it was like, yo, I love that class. Like, everything I was learning about sleep and
circadian rhythm.
Yeah, OCD. I can't get it off on the top of my head. I still kept the notebook though. I kept every single notebook from every semester of college. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I always get like the 5 subjects. So I know I'm not gonna finish like a whole binder.
Yeah.
So I just get the 5 subject, and I kept every single notebook. So if I go back and look at it, it would just come right back to me. I remember my professor told me, well, before I went to college, I never studied for a test ever in my life. Until I took that test. I took my first test in psychology, failed that shit horribly.
Wow.
The lady, I think the whole class failed, except for one. You know how that usually goes.
Yeah.
So she gave us a tip. She said, sit in one spot, right? And do something that you'll do every single day until we take the test. So she said, whether it's you drink the same water, you chew gum, you have the same pen. And when you take the test, do that same exact thing. And everything will, like, not everything, but everything will come to you. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm going to get Winter Fresh. I chewed that gum for 2 weeks until the next test. I sat in the same seat, chewed the gum, wrote down every single note. When it was time to take the test, I passed with like an 82. Okay. So I was like, oh shit, this really works. And it's like, yeah, I studied as well, but it was just like, yo, That shit, like, I love psychology.
Look, I wish I met you before I started school because that would have helped me a lot. Because I'm not the most studious person. I don't study at all. I don't buy books. I don't read. I don't do none of that. It's actually crazy because I was a teacher for 4 years. I taught kindergarten and first grade. And that was also during a time where, like, I took a break from school. And I just realized about myself, like, even though I was an effective teacher, I felt like I was more interested in getting to know the kid. What made them tick? Why were they the way that they are? And that's when I realized, like, okay, Tiffany, you need to get out the classroom. It's time for you to push yourself and go back.
Yeah, you love psychology.
I really do. But yeah, that's like, I mean, I love children too, but I think more so, I didn't want to feel like I was getting stuck in one spot when I knew I could be more effective in another place or in another part of the school. So... Yeah. So
basically, your love for children and your love for psychology go hand in hand. That's why you're gonna be the children's psychologist.
Yes.
You know. Do you like? Are both of your parents like in your life?
Both of them are in my life, but they are not together.
Oh well, like were they supportive of when you told them, "Yo, I want to be a psychologist. Like this is something I'm passionate about. Like I don't see myself doing anything else but this."
Yeah. Well, you know. I think my parents would just be happy for me to just do anything that makes me happy. It was never like, oh, you need to go to do this, you need to do that. I mean, I don't know if this is important or not, but I'm definitely from an urban area. Grew up in the trap, I would like to say.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jersey City.
Oh.
So, you made a face?
No.
I was like, oh.
No, I know. I heard Jersey City is like pretty dangerous.
Yeah. I mean... It's definitely not, you know, the greatest environment to grow up in, so you kind of have to have some resiliency. And for me, I think my parents are just proud that, like, I'm actually one of the only people to graduate college, let alone get a master's and go for it. And I do plan on getting a doctorate as well, so I'll be the only person in my family on both sides to have done that. So I think they're pretty proud.
So basically, like at Thanksgiving, yo, Tiffany did this, she did that, all that, so you that child.
Along with the other questions, where your boyfriend at, or where this, or who that, and, well, whatever.
Oh, okay. But, so, yo, honestly, like, I'm dying to know what's that chart about.
Oh, you want to pull up the chart? Okay.
Yeah.
So first, before we get started, let's just explain a little bit of background. So a lot of people tend to just think that they're one thing, right? Oh, you're this, or you're a Gemini, or you're Scorpio, Sagittarius, and that's it.
I've heard, my bad to cut you off. Okay. I've heard like the term, I'm a Cancer, Pisces, I'm a Sag, Gemini type shit. So I was like, I feel like over the past 3 years, like this zodiac thing is just like, it's just completely different now. Like I remember working at Home Depot, there was a girl there, and she would ask me what my sign is. I told her what my sign is. She's basically trying to tell me my whole life, telling me, oh, so like you're like very passionate about relationships, but you would cheat if you wanted to. It's like, what are you talking about? And
it was only based on that one sign that you told her? Yeah, no, she didn't know enough. She didn't know enough. So like, essentially, that's why I asked you. Do you remember the 3 things I asked you for prior to us?
You asked me for my date of birth, the time I was born, and the city I was born in. So I remember when I seen that, I was like, "What the fuck am I about to get myself into?" I'm like, is this witchcraft or some shit?
Let me tell you, I do that to the guys that I consider dating. So, listen, I need to know. I'm pulling up your chart. I need to know what's going on before I try to link with you. And my thing is too, like, you'll meet some guys who already know what's up. I don't want to talk to you. You've been ran through. I don't want to know. You already know that. You got to give me your birth time and your location. No, you've been ran through.
How's that ran through?
No, you've been ran through already. You done talk to somebody, they done put you on game. Nah.
That's just experience.
Nah, I'm sorry, I ain't with it. You've been, nope, we ain't doing it.
Sometimes it's good to get a used car.
Nah, no, not when they know about astrology, because when you know some things, it's like you can use that against me. Nah, we good. Yo, I need to know what's up. You don't need to know.
I seen like mad shit on Twitter. It's like some nigga, he was talking to like a couple girls or whatever. It was like, yo, some girl asked him what's his birthday. Well, what's his birthday? And like he put the girl's zodiac like, who they're most compatible to. It's like, yo, I'm a Pisces. I was born such and such at this time. Like,
see, nah, you got to go deeper than that. Let's get to it.
Right,
so, like, again, like I was saying, like, a lot of people think that they're just one thing when they're really not. You actually cultivate all of the energies. So you literally have all of the astrological energy within you. So you're not just one thing, right? So there's each area of your life. So if you look at your chart, it kind of looks like, I would say, like a piece of pie or like a wheel, essentially.
Well, like some shit I learned in biology.
It really does look crazy. And it took me a while to learn it. That's why, like, usually I used to have to read up on it. But now I can look at it and I can just interpret it like this. So,
Okay.
It kind of looks like a piece of pie, and there's 12 houses. 12 houses on there. Okay. It's kind of divided into little pieces. Okay. And you'll see that there's a number for the house and there's also a sign. So the sign essentially represents how you do things, and the house represents the area of your life that it affects. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I want to hear this.
So I don't know if you want me to break down all 12 houses. I can. I could just tell you like very briefly. I ain't gonna break it down like that. But the first house is the house. I'll break it down for you. We're gonna be here a while, right? We got a whole lot of time. So like the first house is yourself. It's who you are, how you present yourself to the world, your personality. It's like the mask you wear to the world. It's not really like it's you, but it's also the mask that you wear, the mask that you put on for other people. The second house is your resources that you cultivate yourself, your money, your own resources. It's also your self-worth, your values, things like that, your confidence, stuff like that. Your third house is your house of communication. It's also the house of your local surroundings, your neighborhood, your siblings, your community. Your fourth house is the house of the mom. We like to say the house of the mother, the house of the home, private, domesticated, things like that. Okay. The fifth house is the house of fun. It's the house of flirtatious things, dating, gambling, sex, children, fun, play.
You said my favorite thing. Gambling.
All that shit. The sixth house is the house of everyday work. It could be health, fitness, things like that. I wouldn't say like fitness, but it's definitely like your health and your day-to-day activities or what you do for work. Like work, everything you do when you wake up. The seventh house is your house of relationships. A lot of people love to go there because it talks about your one-to-one relationships, partnerships, not only with love, but like best friends, friendships, your one-to-one relationships with people. Your eighth house is your house of intimacy, shared resources. So it kind of like, if I were to do like a relationship reading for you, I would start with the fifth house because that's where you would essentially meet somebody and how you interact with them. Okay. You're dating. It's fun. And then the seventh house is more like, all right, we Instagram now. We Instagram ready.
Man, I'm a vibe.
We're a couple now. We're a couple. We together. We lit. And then the eighth house is like marriage.
Yeah.
It's shared resources. Everything is no longer just you and you. It's like you're bringing it together, making it one.
Ninth.
The ninth house is your house of your like religious beliefs, law, higher learning, things like that, philosophies. The 10th house is the house of your reputation, your career, things that you're essentially like known for. The 11th house is your house of friendships, dreams, hope, wishes, how you connect with your friends or the network around you. And the 12th house are the things that are hidden.
Oh, shit.
Subconscious. And if you got shit in your 12th house, you're struggling with that shit. I'm telling you. Because you don't know it. It's kind of scary because the things in the 12th house are like the things that you don't see about yourself, but everybody else do. Yeah. So it's the shit that people could call you out on, and it's probably going to make you feel really uncomfortable, and you're probably going to deny it because you don't know you do it. And I think that's what makes it so dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's essentially the houses, and then like
I was excited for every single one except for that one. Like
the 12. Well, good thing you don't have any 12 house placements. That means you're pretty aware of who you are.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to worry about that. I do. I got 12 house placements. I just have one though, so I'm not that bad. But essentially, that's what it is, and each one it has a sign. And so if you want to know your big three, are you ready for your big three?
Yeah.
Your big three. So you are a Cancer sun. You are a Virgo moon, and you are a Pisces rising.
I don't even like Pisces like that, but
well, guess what? You present yourself to the world as one. I do too. I'm a Pisces rising.
Oh, that's the mask I put on.
That's why I said I think we're gonna connect well because I'm a Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, and a Pisces rising.
Oh, okay.
So I'm all water. You have like you're pretty grounded. You have 2 water placements and 1 earth placement. So you're pretty grounded, emotional, and logical. So you probably sit there and pick your feelings apart all the time. Like, should I feel this way? Like,
Yo. Yo, that's me every single day.
Like, you probably sit there like, yeah,
why do I feel like this?
I'm pissed off. And like, should I be pissed off? Should I be pissed off right now? You actually have a lot of the places my friend has. It's pretty funny. But you probably sit there and just pick yourself apart. So we could go through it if you want.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, we could get to it. So we're going to start with each house. And we're going to just work our way around. All right. So in your first house, there's planets also. Oh, my God, I didn't talk about the planets. There's planets.
Oh, yeah, I took an astrology class. Well, no, astronomy.
Astronomy.
I took astronomy, and I remember that slip you were talking about? Mm-hmm. Right as the midterm came, yo, get me out of here.
You got out? No. I mean, no, it wasn't astrology. It probably wasn't as interesting.
It was astronomy, and that professor was an asshole. Like, if you didn't understand it, he was like, yo, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, anybody who teaches astronomy on purpose is probably an asshole. And it's probably like, listen, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Sorry. But like with the planets, you have planets in each house. Mm-hmm. Depending on where it's located is how it affects you or how you're carrying it out. So the planets, so I would say like the houses are where it's happening. Mm-hmm. The signs are how you're going about it. And the planets are exactly like it kind of explains what's going on within that vicinity. So like Saturn, we could just start with everything. Your sun is your ego. Say, for example, you get a package coming in the mail, right? The box that comes in the mail is your rising sign, right? I know. The box is your rising sign, so it's kind of like, say if you got like a watch coming in the mail. Mm-hmm. You say you open up the box itself with the watch in it. The outside of the box is like your rising sign, how you present yourself to the world. It's the mask.
Okay.
You open it up, the watch is your sun sign. That's your ego. That's exactly who you are, right? And then the inner workings of the watch, the nuts, the bolts, the things that make it tick or not tick. That's your moon sign.
Okay.
And that's your feelings, your inner emotions, how you process things, your initial reactions before your sun sign acts them out. Okay. So essentially your moon is your reactions, the sun is your actions.
Okay, that's a great description.
Yeah. And then you go into like your Venus, which is the sign, the planet for love. Mm-hmm. And your Mars, which is your planet of aggression, how you go for things you want, is also for men, for men and women, is sex drive. It talks about that.
I feel like I'm always in Mars.
A lot of things talks about everything. Like, I feel like for a woman, your Venus is kind of like who you are in love. Mm-hmm. And I would look to my Mars to see what I need in a man. And then like your Mars is who you are and how you love. And what you look for in a woman would be the Venus sign. That's the love language. Yeah. So, yeah, it talks about everything. Your Saturn is like your restrictions, your limitations, the things that kind of need a little bit more discipline. You need how can I say this? It's the shit that's going to hold you back and you got to work through it. It's going to get hard. And then you have other planets, but basically, like, your North Node is your purpose. Mm-hmm. So something that you're destined to do, what you're working towards. And your Chiron is your trauma. That one gets interesting. And it kind of talks about, like, the shit that you struggle with, and you probably not going to tell nobody, but you know you struggle with it. So we going to get into it. You want to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. All right, so with the Saturn in your first house, that just talks about you still trying to get to know who you are.
Yeah.
And you probably don't make too many rash decisions off rip. You probably try to stay and think about it a little bit.
Sometimes, but majority of the times I just do.
Yeah, and that could be like an issue for you.
Yeah.
That could be an issue for you because you might do it and not think about it, and it might backfire on you. And that's probably where you learn your biggest lessons, is when you don't really think about your actions or think about others before. Yeah. So that's where your South Node is too. So that's your karma. You actually need to move away from that. You don't stay where your South Node is. Your North Node is your purpose. Your South Node is what you were coming. You're kind of reincarnated, already knowing how to do it. So you kind of staying stagnant. You got to move away from that.
Oh, shit.
So, like, essentially, like, the thing that's holding you back is kind of like either not taking enough initiative or overthinking it. Like, if
it's definitely overthinking it.
Like, if you overthinking the things that you have to do, that's holding you back because you already know what you should do. You have a strong intuition. You're a Cancer. That's all about intuition. You already know what's best for you. So why are you holding back?
I be scared sometimes.
Why? See, then that is we go into our counseling session. Why do you think that?
Personally, I really, like, sometimes, all right, let me.
Take your time. Like, take your time, baby.
Truthfully, I really don't care about what other people think at all. Like, but most times, I'll be like, yo, I don't want people to look at me as if I'm like, I look like this person, that person. And it's like, but majority of the time, I'd be on some shit like, yo, like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. So sometimes it's like, I don't know, it's just like I hold myself back from doing a lot of things that I look at as being, look here, because I know your phone keeps closing.
Oh, yeah.
It don't close.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know.
I think
can't really explain it well, but like, all I'm just saying is like, I don't care about other people's opinion, but most times I care about how people view me. Does that really make sense?
No, it does. It does, because I'll get to that, because you do have a lot of Libra placements, and Libra is more so about making sure that everything is fair and, not stepping on anyone's toes and keeping the peace and not doing things to kind of like shake, to like rock the boat. So I think that's what kind of causes a lot of your not, I wouldn't say anxiety, but hesitation when it comes to doing those things. But you have to kind of learn the perfect balance of like meeting your needs and meeting others without feeling like you're restricting yourself. Yeah. Because I mean, like, it's you. You know what's best for you. You don't, and then it's like, but also don't be afraid to kind of get someone else's opinion about it. Like, you have to, it's kind of holding you back being that way. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's holding you back being that way, and kind of like doing things in a way in which you're not considering how it makes others feel. I think that might be it too. You might do a lot of shit and just be like, listen, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I don't got time for you and your shit. And that could be holding you back, because you might be missing out on a lot. So that's your limitation. So it's probably best to try to move away from that. It's not going to happen overnight, of course, because it's your purpose to be the way that I'm telling you to be. Yeah. But let's move to the second house. You have the second house in Taurus, which means you're very confident in yourself.
Very much so.
You dress really well.
Very much so.
I say people who have like the second house, you're probably really obsessed with making your own money, making sure you're stable. That's not something you're really worried about. That's why you have no planets there. You know what's up. You're pretty solid with who you are. And Taurus is actually home there. It likes being there. It likes being in the second house, because it's like, I know I look good. I know I got money. I know I'm successful. I know I got my shit together. So that's how you come off to people. And that's how you, like... I do? I mean, yeah. I hope you can come up. I mean, like, that's a pretty solid placement to have. Like, I love when people have, like, Venus and Taurus, because it likes being there. And I always say, like, they have a nice home. I bet you your home is nice as hell. You dress nice. You put it together well. It ain't nothing out of place. I love people that have second house Taurus. Like second house Taurus or, like, Venus there, they're always on point. Yeah. So, like, you definitely got that going for yourself. And now you have something called a stellium in your third house. A stellium is when you have 3 or more planets there. So Gemini, you're going to think this is actually really interesting. Your third house is in Gemini, and Gemini likes being in the third house because that's the house that Gemini is born in. Okay. You have your Mars there. You have your Mercury there, which is your planet of communication. And let me tell you something about air signs. Okay, air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Geminis. Y'all could talk a bitch panties off. Yeah, if y'all say the right words, listen, with your Mars here, you can literally talk a bitch panties off. Like, seriously. You could talk a bitch panties off, I'm telling you. I said to any air sign I know, you meet them in a party, and it's like, wait, you can... Am I saying something wrong?
No.
Oh, I'm not going to get you in trouble. I'm sorry.
No. She means no harm.
I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. But I mean, it is what it is. Even if you are like in a relationship, I'm quite sure that you definitely wooed her with your words. Probably funny, probably like class clown, or the one that's in the middle of the party, entertaining everybody, talking to everybody, connecting with everybody. Like, not
necessarily. I'm usually like the funniest, but like when it comes to like being like in a party, like being like the middle of it, some all right, if I'm drunk, maybe. But most times, I'm literally just in a corner to myself.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I just have to be comfortable.
See, that's that Saturn in the first house. It's restricting you from who you naturally are.
But, like, I don't like being like the...
But why are you overthinking it? Like, you naturally are a good communicator. Go entertain. Go do what you do.
That's the thing. I don't want to be, like, entertainer guy. Like.
So my thing is this. You have your Venus there as well. How are you with the relationships and your freedom? Do you feel restricted when you don't feel like you get your freedom? Or you're not able to connect or do the things that you naturally like to do?
I feel like I have a lot of freedom. Like, I could do what I like to do.
You feel like, no, but I'm saying, like, if that was not available to you, how would that make you feel?
Oh, I'll be out of here. I wouldn't be there at all.
That's something that you need because you're naturally somebody who wants to connect with people. So you need somebody who's pretty solid with who they are because you're solid within yourself too. Like, I don't see you as being like somebody that's insecure, like worrying about the next nigga. I don't see you as being, I mean, your chart doesn't reflect that. So hopefully I'm on the right track here. But due to you being that way, you need somebody that's that way, and they have to be okay with the fact that you generally just like to connect with people and talk to people, and it doesn't matter who it is. And there's a lot of people who can't handle that shit. And you not only have like your Mercury there, like you had, like even when you told me like you were keeping like the notebooks and things like that, like you like to learn. And it doesn't matter, like, by any means necessary. Like, I need to learn something new. I want to connect about something new. So you have to essentially meet people and network with people to do that. And that's something that you're interested in doing. So when it comes to who you love, it might be, I mean, how many times have you, I would say, dated around before you settled down?
Not a lot.
Like, how many chicks you had in your life at one time? Not a lot?
Not a lot. Like, one, for starters, like, I don't really have a lot of patience to like, you know, really talk to like 10 or like just probably even 3 at a time. I really don't. Because I have short patience, short temper.
Oh, yes, you do.
So
yes, you do. And you probably really say some shit that be like, who the fuck is he talking to? Like,
yeah, I'm pretty known for that. But and when earlier when you were talking about some, you could talk a bitch pennies off. That's not me in that instance at all.
You
like,
don't think so?
At all.
So you don't. So you probably don't think that's you.
Yo, me personally, I'm the most awkward nigga on the planet.
You think so?
Yes.
Nah.
Yo. If I could, I'm not gonna do it. But if I could hit up every single girl that's come to my house, been in my room, not a lot of them I took it down.
But I'm telling you, that works for you though. That's what works for you. Like it may feel like that.
I learned from it. I learned not to like be so awkward and just be on some. So hey, nah.
Because you sitting there overthinking it with that Saturn in the first house. And I'm telling you, if you just said, fuck it, a lot of shit would probably change for you. Like the people you meet, how you connect, how you talk. You probably might even meet more people. Like think about how you met me. Like that to me is like more so.
That was alcohol.
That was alcohol, but then you were naturally yourself. There was no restrictions.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And look what that did. That being like just one to connect without being like, I don't know this girl. I ain't doing that right now.
Yeah, that's not me.
I wouldn't even be here today. Like essentially,
that's not me. That like a lot of people they question me about it. They be like, yo, how do you do that? Like how are you so comfortable to talk to people? It's like because it's like I don't really give a fuck. It's like literally that term you miss 100%. You miss all the shots you don't take. So I'd be like, all right. The most anyone could say is no. Except for when it comes to pre-relationship, except for when it comes to trying to run down on a girl and get her number. I can easily say my cameraman wanted your number, right? I could get your number for him way easier than I could get it for myself.
You think so?
I'm very serious. Like I've done it numerous times. I've helped my friends get girls. Like it's been times where, all right, for example, it was one time it was me, Bobby, and Day. We was in Nike. Pre-relationship, Samantha. So it was a girl that was grilling Bobby. And you know, she looked kind of nice. I'm like, nah, she is kind of cute. I was like, yo, you want that? He was like, it's like, nah, chill, I don't really know how to do that. But I went to the girl. I don't remember half the shit I said. But it was under 2 minutes where she gave me her Instagram to give to him. Now,
is that not the same thing though?
No, if it was me in that instance, I'd be like, hey, so like.
But look though, look how
like, I overthink when it comes to myself.
And what I told you, the first house is the house of the self, and what do you have there? You have the planet of limitations. Yeah. So because it's for someone else, it's easier for you to do it, and like that means that you probably do a lot of things for other people and probably shortchange yourself.
Definitely.
Because you literally just hit it on the nose. Like, I could do anything for anybody else. Like, I got you. I'm gonna help you, especially with that Cancer sun. I got. You gonna open yours up again?
Yeah, I got you right now.
Because we can move on to the next one. But that was actually a really good point that you just said. Like, those limitations on yourself. When it comes to doing things for you, you're going to overthink the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to helping somebody else, bro, I got you. Like, we about to do this, we about to do that. But it's like, why can't you do that for you?
And honestly, I've been on some shit like that where it's just like, I just be like, yo, I'm only, I got to do this shit for myself. I got to do this and that and the third just for myself. And I always overthink it.
Do you think that has something to do with being accepted? Are we getting a little deep? Being socially acceptable or being accepted? Let's go to your childhood.
I used to care about my childhood. You don't get into my childhood. Truthfully, everyone
go back to that.
Everyone that knows me from my childhood knows that, like, one, I used to get bullied. I was a really shy person, and it was just like, it was only when I went to PS45, I was pretty, like, I guess cool. I guess. Once I got to 140, around all them Baisley niggas, it was quiet after that. Them niggas are savages.
I mean, I'm not from New York, so I don't know. Like,
yo, listen, elementary school in the hood is rough. One, I was not like that. I was not tough. I still don't think I'm tough, but before I would run away from conflict. I won't run away from conflict now.
Yeah. We older now, so
yeah.
We're not doing that now.
Yeah.
Period.
You know, nobody.
How you doing, Smurf?
Listen, man, the LIR, weekend, work, my apologies.
That's okay.
I'm not a late person.
Just steal me some hot sauce from work.
Got you. Got you.
But I mean, like, think about what you talked about with your childhood and how, like, you were essentially, like, what happened when you were in school and being bullied and things like that. And it's kind of like, we've all been there. You know, middle school is tough for everybody. Okay, we all had those moments. And, like, how those kids made you feel was like everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to feel a part of a group. Like, and that's everybody. And if you say that you don't, then you're probably fucking lying.
In high school, I really cared about being accepted until, like, I think probably the middle of freshman year, because I was just hanging around a bunch of people that, like, I didn't really care to hang around. It's just like no, I'm not even gonna say I didn't care to hang around because I obviously cared. I wanted to hang around them. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be considered popular and shit like that. But once I'm really hanging out with them and I'm seeing, like, the shit that they into, it's not the shit I'm into.
Yeah. That'd really be it. Like,
it's just like, nah, I'm cool.
You just gotta be yourself, man. You really just have to be yourself, stay true to yourself. When I tell you, middle school was like, okay, maybe you're going through puberty, finding out things about your body, people teasing you about high school. It's just like, all right, now I'm gonna be a young adult and it's either accept me or not, you know, because there's different cliques that make you feel, or you want to feel, like you said, being approved, you know, and it has a lot to do with society. So if you're not popular, you're a bum. And if I don't have on, at the time, we was wearing True Religion.
If you didn't have a Slow Bucks tee, if you ain't True Religion, you didn't have Robin jeans.
Right. You was a bum.
Bro, you didn't have a Dawn C. I never had a Dawn C. I wasn't paying $500 for a Python hat. Fucking. If you didn't have a lot of shit that solidifies you as, I'm popular, I'm getting money. Well, it's not really your money. It's your parents' money most times. It's just like, you just not it. And I wanted to be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was times I was doing anything to get money. Mm-hmm. Just to get clothes and just buy shit. Like, I remember the time my brother, he took me to Woodbury. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, let's go to the True Religion store. Like everybody in my school, they wear True Religions. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think after I got them, it's like, I didn't really care about it. Yeah. It's just like, I'm just doing this shit to be accepted. Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like once I've gotten to know myself, it's just like, fuck being accepted. It's just because like, everyone fucks with me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When it came to the popular people, the people that was considered like lames or losers, nerds, athletes, non-athletic niggas, I was cool with everyone because I was myself. I'm funny. I don't hold my tongue for anyone. I would say some asshole shit to you. Like, if you would have known me in high school, you probably would have hated me but loved me at the same time because I'd probably say some foul shit to you. Like,
I see it. I told you I see it. It's that Gemini.
Well, yeah.
But I mean,
what house are we on? The second or the third?
No, we still on the third. We on the house of communication. That's what I'm telling you. And we're kind of going back and forth through your first house. So I feel like we could always go back to that because that's yourself. That's who you are and how you present yourself to the world. And everything you're saying and like thinking about what happened in like your childhood is like that kind of affects you now. You don't, I mean, of course, with that second house Taurus, you care about yourself, your values, your morals are all derived around how you feel about yourself. And you don't want to fuck that up. At all. And you don't want to fuck up how people view you because, again, like, you care about connecting with people effectively. You care about communicating with people effectively. Even if sometimes you got to tell them about themselves, like, you essentially care about that shit. So that's what kind of makes you take a step back and overthink a lot of the decisions you choose to make for yourself because you want to make sure it's not fucking up your reputation and how you present yourself to the world. And the next time I go in this room with these people, I don't want them to be like, yo, this nigga on some fuck shit. Like, you want to be able to walk in that room and be like, yo, hey, what's up? We all cool? Like, what's up? You don't want it to be like, oh, I ain't get that nigga that $100. Now he mad at me. Like, and I don't want him not fucking with me. Yeah. Like, you don't want him saying some shit about you that, because you don't want it to kind of fuck up how you feel about yourself. And who gives a fuck? Do what the fuck you want to do. Like, you need to find, like, the happy medium between pleasing others and also pleasing yourself. Yeah. That's why I feel like me, and as a psychologist, I'm like, how the fuck am I going to be? Because I'm like, listen, we ain't doing this shit. Like, it's sometimes, you know, you got to be politically correct. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of, especially the ones that work in the schools, like school counselors, school psychologists, you think it's more so sit on the couch, your kid coming in. No, get up and get your ass up and get it together. Why are we doing this right now? Yeah. Like, sometimes you have to, I feel like, especially for kids within the Black community, you got to talk to kids like that sometimes. Like, yo, get up and get it together. I know when I was a teacher, I love my children. But you know about the wild out in here. You know about the wild out in here. Go sit down and do your work. Like, sometimes you got to be mama in the classroom for them. And so, like, and even, like, be that role for them. So they can connect.
You are. Teachers are mommy. We're the part-time nannies. Why you think parents is missing school now?
Hello. Like, and that's what they, like, because they got to deal with their own kids. But that's another story for another time.
That's funny. Like, I had my previous guest, like, we were talking about, because she's a teacher now, and she's basically talking about the same shit you were just talking about. Like, yo, like,
it gets real. And especially when the younger ages you teach, you're more so dealing with the parents. Yes. And it's like, sometimes you find yourself getting upset with the kid, but it's like, no, you're late to school because your mother dropped you off late. Right. You're not in school because your mother or your parents or whoever your caretakers, they did not take you. Right. Like, you came to school looking like this because you were not provided with that. Right. Now, even if you're in high school, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of kids, they go out and they get it for themselves. They find a way by any means. But when it's dealing with younger children, you have to have the patience for them because it's the parents. It's not the children.
But even in high school, you are still not responsible for yourself. Your parents are.
You're not.
So if you are coming to school with ripped up clothes or bruises on your skin, you know, as a guidance counselor, as a teacher or school coordinator, whoever sees those things, you're not responsible. So what's going on? Let's call the household, see what's going on, you know?
But you know what? A lot of times, like, because even I've trained, like, during my training right now, I've trained in the high school. And it's more, the kids get to come to their own meetings. The parents don't have to come, and you know it's actually defined.
What?
Right.
Wait.
No.
I'm being so legit right now.
No.
I'm telling you right
Wait,
now.
hold on.
You know how many times I begged my mother not to come to parent-teacher conference?
Oh,
No, but you got to
man.
think. I'm speaking from a standpoint of IEPs and like kids in special education. Again, school psychologists specifically work with special education.
Okay.
So if you have an IEP and your upcoming, like your evaluation meeting is coming, the parent doesn't have to be there. The student can represent themselves.
Wow.
And you know what's crazy?
Times have really changed.
No, they have. And actually, I'm preparing to take my national assessment, and one of the questions I'm studying for is what is the parent's role when the kids are in high school? And the answer is a fucking audience. The audience.
Yeah.
They're not as important as the child gets older. The child gets to make decisions for themselves when it comes to their well-being as far as like what they're provided with in their IEP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
do you think the parents are not as involved when a child goes to high school?
No, but I think they are involved. There are a lot of parents who are involved, and they go really hard for their children, especially when they're in special education. But I think at that point, a child is aware enough of who they are and their situation. I think they should have say-so as well. I don't think a lot of decisions should be made for them, especially when you're growing up in special education. The world is already against you, whether it's you have ADHD or you're classified as OHI, which is like other health impaired, which includes like anything that's kind of like a deficit on you.
Right, high
or
functioning or low functioning.
Right. So like, think about how that feels growing up with that stigma. And like, how can I say this? Like, you're already in the smaller classrooms. You're already considered sped or whatever.
Right,
whatever people want to say about you.
I love you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for fighting Miss Baldwin.
But like, imagine how that feels starting from like kindergarten or when you were classified. You might have been classified in like kindergarten or first grade, and you've had that same document follow you up until you're in high school. It's like a lot of kids, like you have a lot of kids that like want to be doctors.
I mean, they still can.
Lawyers. I mean,
but it's harder.
But no, I'm gonna keep it honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids have intellectual disabilities. A lot of these kids may be high functioning autistic. A lot of these kids may have some deficits that prevent them from going that far. And not to say that there should be any limitations on anybody. But a lot of them, sometimes you have to let them know, like.
But in that instance, with that type of mental capacity, them being the ones to make the decisions for themselves, the parents should do. I think it should be like I would say a 60-40, rather than the average person who was high functioning, came out of the womb with no disability, no form of effects going through birth or labor, where the decision would be 100% because there's nothing wrong with you. So there should be no reason why you're going to school and you're not learning. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying, but I also think like there needs to be someone just creeping up on the side behind.
No, absolutely. No, there is. There's always a parent there. But I think the older you get is also kind of teaching the kids responsibility for themselves. Okay. And it's kind of like when you grow up and you learn how to pay bills, you learn how to do this, you learn how to do that. Like you're kind of learning what it means to be responsible for yourself and these important things that are going on around you or happening for you. Right. And when it comes to, it's something that we call like the prefrontal cortex. We get into a little science here. Yeah. But that involves your executive functioning, which is essentially...
what, the decision making?
Your decision making.
I know what you're talking about. I took psychology. So,
see?
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying? Where like
exactly
some of these kids don't have a fully developed prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
So yes, I want you to go to college. Yes, I want you to go away. I want you to be successful, but I may not be able to trust that you're going to go out there and do the right thing. So I might have to keep you home. You go to community college. You could like it's like, I hate to say it because I believe that kids can do anything.
Absolutely.
Like everybody's capable of doing anything. But sometimes you have to be realistic. And you have to be practical. And you have to understand and know that these deficits might affect you and they might affect your safety because you're not able to make proper decisions for yourself. Right. And
so what's the end game in that? Because after high school, it's, okay, you go to college, and then what are we doing now?
But for some
after
kids...
After this answer, I want to get back to my chart.
Okay. Oh, no, we can't. I'm sorry. No, we definitely can't.
I love this conversation. I want to go back to my chart.
I mean, astrology and psychology, right? So, but...
What do you think should be the proper end game for someone who is autistic? Because when I say end game, I don't mean like, okay, just dead end.
Because I also work with like low functioning autistic children.
Okay.
And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be in their parents' care for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I know for low functioning, but I know a lot of high functioning
who are
adults,
extremely
actually.
Intelligent.
Right.
Extremely intelligent.
And they know, I said to one of them, his name is Corey, I said, are you going to school? He said, no, virtually because coronavirus. And I'm like...
You know, so I'm going to tell you some of a lot of times with like Asperger's, it was formerly called Asperger's, but with high functioning autism, they don't really understand social cues. And a lot of the things they don't really understand is like sarcasm. So you can say like, I'm so hungry I can eat a horse. And they're like, scientifically speaking, you cannot eat a horse. Like they're going to like, it's going to go over their head that you're trying to be funny. They don't, it doesn't click.
Film production with a guy like that. Like I love sarcasm so much. And like he would get so logical, like, but you can't really do that if you really think about it.
Right.
So what's the point of even saying that, putting that in a sentence?
Right.
Like Anthony,
so
shut up,
metaphorical
bro.
speech, you know.
But I mean, like the thing that I love about high functioning autism, they pick one thing, and they go hard. I had one student in my class, he memorized every fucking flag.
Oh shit!
That's
every
good.
Fucking flag of every country in the world. Every flag.
I'm trying to think how many flags I know.
No.
I'm trying to think.
Isn't there 50?
No.
Country.
Oh no! I'm bugging.
Yo, Barry.
Alcohol.
Don't drink no in the world, bro.
It's alcohol.
Not in the U.S.
Because I'm not. I ain't from when you said that. I'm like, am I bugging?
Yeah, those are states. Oh, God.
And oh, shit, there's only one flag.
I'm about to ask you to name the 13 colonies, bro. You scaring me, bro.
I can tell you when I'm sober. I will not tell you the 13 colonies now.
Okay.
So, but think about that. Like, think about knowing every, like, they just
That's a lot because it's a lot of countries. Like,
and that's the autism. It's like they pick one thing. Like, even there's a show.
Stupid of me.
Oh, my God. He said, wait, is it? He looking at us like, wait, isn't there 50?
Listen, don't let that first house look at you. Look.
Oh my God.
But I'm telling you, there's some who like remember parts of cars and they can break down each car the minute they see it, and like I'm telling, it gets really interesting the things that they know. So we could go back to your chart because I don't want to go.
I want to go back to my chart.
Okay.
So we stopped at your third house, but you have a Gemini stellium, so you're naturally a great communicator when it comes to your relationships.
Gemini,
yeah, he has a right, like toxic.
Yo, honestly, I'm
toxic.
Oh God, can we do mine after this?
We definitely can.
First of all, I'm everything.
A Gemini, bro.
You are.
Do you know anything about
everything? But your big three are what? What's your big three? Let me test you.
Big three?
Pisces.
I can see it.
Gemini.
No.
Pisces. Shit.
Emotional.
Pisces rising.
Pisces rising. You said Taurus?
Nah.
Oh,
no.
Your big three: Cancer Sun, Pisces rising, Virgo Moon.
You see, and you understand why he's a loving person and why he just blend. He's so authentic. Like,
let me tell you something. That Cancer Sun in the fourth house. You go hard for your mother. You go hard for your family. You don't fucking play about them.
Like, I'll kill somebody for my mother.
You don't play. Like
I remember
it's
being
at, what
like,
degree is it? It's at the first degree. So you don't. When I tell you don't play, like you don't play. Like you really value the relationship you have with your mother. And like you said, like it was something that was really influential for you. And you're also probably naturally, because of the way she treated you, you're probably very loving, very nurturing.
Now, my mom is like the most loveliest lady on the planet. She whooped my ass a lot when I was a child, but like there's nothing I won't do for my mother. I remember it was a time, I think I was in like fourth or fifth grade, and I went to school, and my mom, she always leaves after me. That when she left, she got robbed that morning, and I remember I came home. Every day I came home from school, I'll always call my mom, whether I had anything to talk about or not. I called my mom that day. Some guy answered the phone. I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Hello, is my mother there?" No, she's not. And just banged it. Someone was just like, "What the fuck?" Like, oh, maybe she probably at the doctor or some shit like that. She came home just distraught. I'm like, "Yo, are you okay?" She's saying she got robbed. Like some dude came behind her, put her in a chokehold kind of thing, and another dude grabbed her purse and they both got in a van and drove off.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
I was a child ready. I left the house looking for someone that robbed my mom with a plastic bat. And it's just like that. I'm a kid. I don't know what the hell I'm about to get myself into, but I'm ready to do anything because that's my mother. I'll literally do anything for my mother. It's been times where me and my mom has had arguments and she wouldn't even talk to me. Those are like the most hardest times in my life.
Absolutely.
I remember a time where I don't remember exactly what I did, but she wasn't talking to me for like 3 days. Those are like the hardest 3 days ever. Like I'm saying good morning to my mom. She's just walking by. She's not making me food. Nothing. She's just like.
That's great. You know what's crazy is I have a Cancer moon. And there's been times where like my mom stopped speaking to me and that shit is hard. Yeah. I don't know if that's a Cancer, but you know Cancer represents the mother. So you kind of missed the breakdown a little bit of the signs. So Cancer represents the mother, the home, nurturing, like also like really strong intuition.
Everything great in the world.
Everything great in the world. I mean, I love Cancers, of course. That's what emotionally resonates with me. Okay. So when my mom wouldn't speak to me, I was like, oh my, I just told my mom about this other day. I was like, oh my God, I was so distraught. I'm like, what can I do to make it better? Like, oh, let me come say hello. She like, no, you lied to me. I don't want to talk to you. And that was the hardest thing. So I can definitely agree with you with that one. That was like hard. It also cultivates really great relationships with your mother unless you have a really bad planet there. Sometimes I can make it bad. Yeah. And I've seen that too. But like usually
I have any bad planets.
There's not bad planets. There's called like malefic planets or things that have like a malefic nature.
Do I have any of those?
You do. You have it in your first house. That's Saturn. That limitations, the things that make you overthink and analyze. No, it's not.
What?
Oh, we got more.
Oh, yeah, you said it was toxic.
More. That Gemini energy is toxic. What are you talking about? Yes. Because let me tell you something. Good. When you good with your words and you good at communicating and you gonna be a Cancer man and nurture me too, are you crazy? Woo. Are you crazy?
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. A Cancer gonna make sure you ate. They gonna make sure you comfortable. Yeah. They gonna rub your feet. Mine.
Yeah, I need
they
to
gonna rub your
Cancer
feet. You need to find yourself a Cancer.
I need to find myself a
Listen,
Cancer.
They gonna make sure you done ate a good meal. They gonna make sure you comfortable, you cozy. They gonna rub your feet after work. They gonna get. I'm telling you. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Like, see, look what I say.
Yeah,
and then not only you good with your words too. I'm telling you.
Barry, where you been on my life?
I love Cancers. But okay, so moving on. You have a Leo fifth house. And it kind of goes into your sixth a little bit too. And with Leo, okay, with the fifth house, when you single and ready to mingle. Like, if you say, but then again, with that first house, you might overthink it. You kind of like, well, should I or should I not? I mean, I kind of like, I see I like her. I want to take a chance and go shoot my shot, but I don't know.
No, not really.
You don't shoot your shot?
No, I do.
You usually shoot your shot every time?
Yeah.
Did he just say you don't do that?
Yeah, you did. You definitely did say I don't do that. And then you said, no, I do.
Look, I don't run down in person. Through Instagram, I can shoot my shot because it's like, because it's not face to face. I can't see how you react to it.
So he gonna shoot a DM, but when you in person, you're not gonna say
you in
nothing?
person, you're not gonna do it.
Y'all be shook.
That's the thrill. Come on
now.
Come on.
Look. I tell Shanique this shit all the time. Mm-hmm. I DM'd her like, yo, like we had previous conversations, and like through like the story replies, just you gotta. You gotta put
send a little laughing emoji.
Yeah, right.
Send a little check 100.
Then I just hit her up.
I don't give a damn what she posted.
It's like, oh, let me see. That's whose name is that? I agree anyway.
Then I was like, yo, I want to get to know you. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. But I tell her if I seen her in person, I probably wouldn't say shit. Knowing that's. I know who she is. Mm-hmm. I know I want to fuck with her. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say nothing because it's like, yo, like you said, I overthink a lot, and No, I'm not gonna get rejected.
Aren't you scared of that same type? I don't know, because you could get rejected either way. In person, somebody could W, but it would just...
But it's like that. If you reject me, that's your business. If I'm not your cup of tea, somebody else gonna sip the shit. Like, period.
Oh, I love that.
Okay? If I'm not your cup of tea, somebody else is gonna be glad to take a fucking sip of it. Like, listen. And that's the thing is, like, why people are afraid of rejection. Like, why? Don't be afraid of rejection.
I can understand why you would be afraid of...
In person. Because... Most people most girls they act a certain type of way. Like they'll perceive themselves as something that they're not. Like they'll be the most stuck up person on the planet when they know damn well in their heart they're not like that. They're little butterflies. They're little caterpillars.
Well,
actually,
let's unpack this. Let's go back to psychology a little bit. So
no. I think like honestly, like if you shoot your shot through the DM, it's just like okay. They have it sitting there. They don't open it. Because you know how you can see it before clicking on it.
Yeah, I can unsend this shit. I can unsend it.
Come on. Unsend it. Now that's a reason for them to call you a bozo. Like, oh, he was
bozo.
feeding. And then you unsending it. Like,
call me a bozo all you want. It's not there no more. What are you going to screenshot?
Nah, you can't.
Yeah, you can't do that, Barry.
I'm like, he done unsent it.
No, yeah, my bad. I'm a little hyper right now.
Now you can't be unsent. See, you the girls that they talk about. Like,
I don't give a flying fuck.
Messenger unsent, and they be get that notification like, oh, messenger unsent. Like when I be seeing that, I just be like, why? Like
there was a time where I wrote a girl, then like I deleted it. She was like, why'd you unsend it? I was about to respond. I was like,
I don't know what you said now.
Okay, so if the message is just sitting there, right, and then you like, okay, she ain't saying nothing after I tried to holler. All right, boom. Then she opened it. Now it's on scene. I see she's still posting. Like, so it's like, so what the fuck do you think I am? Like,
oh, no. I don't unsend it right then and there.
No, I'm not saying right then and there, but I'm saying...
I unsend it when time has passed.
But
so
I'm saying...
it could be on some shit like, oh, I wonder who did this. You're not checking for my shit.
I got a question.
Barry, do you think... So you telling me that you would rather have someone just like, okay...
No.
Seen my shit rather than I'm gonna come and talk to you.
No, I don't care if you've seen it. I don't care if you've seen it.
Cause bitch, they be lying. Oh, I got a boyfriend. You could just be like, I'm not.
I usually be like, Jesus has my heart.
But honestly, like once they say, once they say,
I'm like,
yo, I got a boyfriend.
Heart, but I could. I'm not gonna spill my juice.
I don't do none of that shit. I don't do none of that shit. Once they say I have a boyfriend, all right, God bless.
God bless.
My thing is this, though. Like, so if you're afraid to shoot your shot in person, do you feel like that rejection kind of makes you feel like less, or it kind of affects how you feel about yourself? Or like, why don't they like me? Or why?
Oh, no, she just missed out. That's how I look at it.
So then have that same mentality when you're shooting your shot. Like, if she's not feeling it in person, like...
Well,
because some people be catfishing. Like,
don't do that now.
True.
Don't do that now. But back then, if you would have told me this... Then, well, it's really on some shit. Just like I have a whole lot of confidence in myself. I know who I am. I know how great I am. But when it comes to just approaching somebody to be like, some like, yo, you should fuck with me. Like the guy you fucking with over there, man, he's cool, but I'm where you want to be.
Wait, so you shooting shots with girls that they already with somebody?
I have.
Wait, what?
I have.
Like the nigga you went over there, he ain't shit. So just come over here.
I don't say that though. I don't say that though. All I say is, you look like you're not having fun.
Wait, that's
Barry,
the problem.
Wait.
You shooting your shot. So you actively shooting shots at people that's with somebody already.
You look like you're not having fun?
Oh,
not a lot though.
Whoa.
Not a lot. I was like, yo, you look pretty
Gemini
bored.
Shit.
You look pretty bored over there.
I respect it.
What's up? Trying to go to the amusement park?
I don't want to go to an amusement park, but everyone is different. Like, it's all about, like, if I see you, how I see you, what you doing. If you think about it, Queens is small, Brooklyn is small. This person know this person. I probably dated this person that know this person. You know this person. You was in my, blah, 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 blah.
I don't care about none of that.
I don't either.
I don't care about none of that.
I don't either, because it's just like, just because I had a bad experience with someone that you know, don't stop your blessings from you might be meeting me.
That's absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
That's 100% true.
Because potentially we could be great together. I probably was just not a match with that person, and God had to show us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it ended badly or if it ended in a mutual understanding way.
I have no patience.
But girls are just like, oh no, you talk to my friend.
And
yo, you guys, y'all are great. I have no patience to say none of that. I'm like, yo, you used to talk to my friend, so I'm here right now.
No, they saying, oh, you just talked to my friend. So
all right.
You just be like.
All right.
I mean, like, first of all,
people really respect their friend. Like, oh, they'll say, like, oh, you just talked to my friend.
All I
trying to do. And it's just like, I'm confident in myself. And this is just a whole big picture of me showing you how confident I am. I'm shooting my shot. Okay, fine, cool. I'm not going to disrespect you or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just be like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to ask you again. You know
if there was no sexual intercourse, it was nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. This past thing here.
I mean, we're adults, right? And
if there's no sexual intercourse, there's nothing to talk about.
No, but even then, like, if there wasn't a relationship, there's nothing to talk about.
Okay, what's your definition of a relationship?
Niggas fuck. Niggas are gonna, like, we gonna have sex. We gonna do what we gotta do.
That's a relationship because we have sex?
I'm not saying that's a relationship, but I'm saying, like, I feel like if you were in a relationship, then okay, I respect it. I can't fuck with you.
Okay.
But if y'all just fucked and you didn't fuck with her like that don't got shit. And this she ain't my friend. That don't got shit to do with me.
It don't. That's what I be saying.
Got shit to do with me.
Hold on.
Wait. I be saying because that don't. Like, you gotta stop thinking so small-minded. Like, how many people in this world?
Wait.
Okay.
Single ladies, listen to her. For all my single fellas.
Up, okay?
That's the smartest shit in the world.
If you are not my friend,
okay.
Sometimes people mutually.
Y'all can just be associates.
But if you are not my friend, if you are a friend of a friend of a friend, and I know you and I see you passing at the club, and we say, hey, we might do a little two-step and walk away. We're not even in the same section. We're not even saying pre-COVID.
Spicy.
We're not even in the same section.
Spicy.
But I know you. You know me.
Okay.
That nigga fucked you.
Spicy.
He fucked you. But he want to make me wifey. That don't got shit to do with me.
Look at that. I love it. You heard it first. She said it best.
Back to the fourth house.
All right. Back to the fifth house. Back to the fifth house. Back to that. Go ahead.
Don't call me toxic, y'all. Don't call me toxic.
No, she's toxic.
She is. OD.
Oh, shit.
Well, actually, I don't even use that word. Listen.
What's the word? What's the word you're going to use for that then?
Oh, you are who you are, man.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, am I wrong?
I'm finna block you. This is toxic.
Yo,
she's toxic as hell. Like, people be like, yo, I literally had one girl say to me, like, you just look toxic. And I'm just like, what does that look like? She's just like, she said that based on my sign. She was just like, you toxic.
And your sign is.
Oh, she's a Scorpio. You a Scorpio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Me
both Scorpio.
too. When your birthday?
Halloween, October 31st.
I'm November 4. We're a week apart.
Literally a couple of days apart.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth house.
This is great energy. This is all water sign energy. That's why we get so goddamn emotional and loud and shit. I fuck with it. I like this dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna move on.
To the fifth house?
The 6th? We're gonna move to the 6th.
Oh, the 6th.
The 6th.
Oh, okay. I've been off every single time.
We're going to move on to your moon. Your moon is in your 6th house. Okay. And I get the feeling that maybe, are you a very clean person? Very organized?
Depending.
Like,
my room can be pretty dirty, but if something is out of place, I'm going to have to put it back in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what I noticed with two people, because I ain't going to say that shit because I don't think I'm going to watch it. But I know a person with the moon in the 6th house, and when they got anxious or like emotional, they would clean.
Oh, I love to sweep.
They would clean, like they would just emotionally clean. Like, so shit is out, or they just got to make, like, if
it was like a coping mechanism for them.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and it's like, that was so interesting to me. I'm like, you're sad and you're going to get up and just move shit around. Like, just, it's kind of like OCD a little bit. Yeah. But I mean, I don't like to throw those terms out there so loosely because, of course, of the field that I plan to work in. But it's very interesting. Like, moon in the 6th house people, y'all clean when y'all sad. Y'all clean when y'all mad. Y'all clean when y'all angry. Y'all clean when, it's like, it's just
y'all be washing
shit.
dishes when I'm angry.
Like, that is crazy that you want to clean as a coping mechanism. You don't think that's weird? Like,
I mean,
or a lot of people might resort to working out.
Yeah, that's me.
I do that now.
I live in the gym, so.
I do that now. But honestly, like, I think when I'm angry and I don't want to be, like, stuck in one place, I just walk around. I just find shit to do. Like, I'll see, like, something is on the floor. I pick it up. Then that's going to cause me to start sweeping. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, the more I clean, the angrier I get because I see more dirt.
Can I tell you why?
Why's that?
Because Virgos are earth signs, and Virgos are also very practical people. Mm-hmm. And, they're more so the type of people, you're a Cancer naturally. Your actions are derived in water, the water signs, which are emotions. Mm-hmm. But based on who you are on the inside, you can be upset, but you don't know why. So you're like, fuck, well, I'm trying to figure out.
It's crazy, huh?
Yo, I be angry all the time, and I don't know why.
Like, I don't know why. And it's like because your moon is in Virgo. Like, your moon is not in an emotional place. Mm-hmm. Your moon is in a logical, practical place. So instead of trying to feel and sit with your feelings, you're going to be just doing shit to try to understand. Like, why the fuck am I feeling this way right now? Like, you're literally trying to pick apart your emotions instead of just sitting in them and feeling them. Mm-hmm. And it can come off very emotional. And that's why when you were a child, you used to just wow the fuck out. Because you didn't know why you were feeling, what you were feeling. So in your mind, you're like, well, shit, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But then as a kid, you probably throwing shit like, fuck this, or like, fuck. Because it's like, you don't know exactly how to pick apart what you're feeling at that time. Yeah. So that's something that you have to work on. And a lot of times I find with Moon and Virgos, like, you can have a conversation with them and you can say some real spiritual shit, some, something nice, and like maybe like, what they call like idioms and shit like that. And you'll be like, wait, no. Let me Google that real quick. You got me fucked up.
That's astrology for you, man. You look that up.
No,
you're not.
Is Google your best friend?
Yeah. Everything.
Because you can say should be like, and mind you, they not gonna tell you they Googling it. They gonna Google while you fucking talking.
Yes.
Yeah,
there we go.
You Googling while I'm talking, and I'm in the middle of my shit, and I'm getting in it, and you like, yeah, right. Let me go look at this shit real quick.
Mm-hmm. Like one of my main things is like, whenever somebody like uses like a big ass word in a sentence, I always Google it. I'm like, yo, is this person using it in the right form of a sentence? Because I like to catch people when I'm like, yo, you said blatant wrong. Right. Like you didn't put it in the right term. So
that's what this means. That's that fucking Moon and Virgo shit. I can't stand it.
That's me. Like, I be correcting people. I'm not gonna. It's because I want to be a teacher, so I'm always gonna correct someone. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. That's fragmented. That doesn't go. You forgot to put a period. I think you need a comma there. You can't start with and.
Yo, this nigga Sam hates talking to me. He'd be like, yo, like you're like a teacher. Like, you always want to correct someone. Like, you're the correction police type of thing. Like, I'm like, oh, what was the word? Fuck. Why can't I think right now? It's the conversate.
I hate that word.
Conversate.
No, why do people say that, though?
I don't fucking know. You know who pisses me off? Jeremiah. That's like his staple now. He just loves saying conversate in his songs.
Conversate.
Why? He's pissing me off. Like, I'm telling you, Jeremiah.
When this nigga Sam, I remember every time this nigga
just
Sam would say conversate.
Like, or converse.
Like, I'll talk to you later. We're conversing right now. Conversate. Like,
I got corrected on that one time, and I've fixed up ever since. I'm like, yo. I was talking to my cousin Philip. I said, yeah, we conversing. I was like, oh, shit, excuse me. Excuse me. So,
and then once they check you, and I'm about to check everybody else, you're about to catch me.
Yo, this nigga Sam, he sent me a screenshot. Yo, conversate isn't a dictionary, bitch ass nigga.
What,
what?
The urban?
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Show me a college dictionary that says conversate.
It ain't in there.
Exactly.
It ain't in there.
You was conversing, nigga.
Somebody tell Jeremiah that.
It ain't in there.
It ain't in there.
It's conversing, nigga.
Yeah. Conversing. Start making songs that rhyme with converse.
Reversing. There we go. I gotta work.
But if you think about it, conversate is way easier to rhyme.
It is. It makes a lot more sense, but it's wrong.
Half of the stuff that they be saying don't make no sense anyway, so I guess,
I mean, they all reach.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers, they have Gemini placements. Wordplay.
Yeah.
A lot of wordplay. You find a lot of writers, a lot of good songwriters, they have a lot of Gemini placements, or they have
like Future,
like
right?
third house. He does. Yeah. He does have third house placements or like Gemini placements, I believe. I think he's a Gemini moon.
Explains everything.
And a lot of Gemini moons, you're gonna find they wear their heart on their sleeve. The minute they're pissed off, they're gonna fucking tell you off. So Gemini is like words. They're naturally communicators. Yeah. So they're not going to internalize me. I'm a Cancer moon. I'm going to internalize what I'm feeling. I'm not going to just say it. Whereas them, very quick. Like, the minute you piss me off, I'm telling you.
It's just like, like, in your mind.
You're going to pick it apart.
Like, in your mind, you just be ready to, like, someone say something to you and you just be looking at it, especially if they text you something and you just looking at it. Mm-hmm. And you play so many different scenarios in your head. Like, am I gonna just read this to respond and pick out what you just said that just offended me so I could black on you and I could disrespect you? Or am I just keep it cool and just, be smiling? Because I know you're gonna be back. And you the one who's supposed to be apologizing to me.
Yo, you looking for... Fuck, you talking about I know you're gonna be back.
No, that's me. No, listen.
Oh, yeah, Scorpios, right?
Mm-hmm. Listen, I swear, people be getting out of character, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna stop my blessings and what God has got for me. Whew, you gotta go. Mm-hmm. I just be like, I'm gonna remove those pieces. Listen,
that ghost and shit.
Don't let a distraction be a main attraction. And a lot of people are distractions out here. And we feed into it and we give so much attention to it. It's not necessary. And it's not worthy, It's easier said than done, but it's the truth.
That's some Scorpio shit. We be ghosting the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
You are getting ghosted. You are getting blocked. I'm not telling you I'm blocking you.
No, right. I'm not telling you.
Yo, Liam, don't fuck with no Scorpios, bro.
No, Liam, do it.
No, you should. Because when we fuck with you, we fuck with you.
Exactly.
Okay?
Like, when we love you, we love you. Like,
but when you cut off,
that's it.
Fuck you. It's fuck you.
Seventh house.
Seventh house. Ooh, relationships. Oh, we keep going on tangent on your chart. We neglecting your chart. That's the seventh house. That's relationships, love, how you connect with one-to-one with people, like one-to-one relationships. So, for example, if you guys are friends, your friendship, and then your friendship with another person, or like your relationship. So you have that in Libra, which means you know exactly how to love, but then you got Chiron there.
Who that?
Chiron. Chiron is your wound that probably started when you were younger. And it kind of blossomed into now. So when you have a Chiron in the seventh house or a Chiron in Libra, it kind of affects your relationships where you kind of end up in situations that are not always the best for you. Or you probably become a people pleaser and you're kind of overextending yourself and you're not getting nothing in return.
Oh, I can tell you what that is. It was this girl in my 4th grade class. I don't want to say her name, but like she was cute with like big ass titties in like 4th grade. So like every single day she'll
that's not even funny.
She was enormous, man.
Oh my god. But it's like
every day she'll ask me for $1 and I'll give it to her with no problem.
Wait,
okay.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, until it came time like, yo, like trying to be my girl? Hell no. I was like,
oh wow.
That's where the wound started.
Hell no. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Things that happen in your childhood, there's a lot of stable things that happen, and if you remember them, they could be the smallest thing, but you never know if it's trauma or not.
And I ain't gonna front that. Yo, I was like at a young age, I was in love with that girl. Like,
and you did everything you could for her, and then in
maybe it
return,
was the
she
titties.
said, "Fuck you." What?
What is that?
See, it just went left
real quick like that. Thinking about it, like
honestly, it's your purpose in life to learn how to effectively connect with people, but that could be also something that, like genuinely, like being fair in a situation is something you might be afraid of doing, or it's something like you got hurt in a situation one time and like you're cautious with who you choose to really connect with. Next, I could be wrong again, but.
No, you're not wrong at all.
With your purpose there and with your karma being there, your growth into who you're meant to be is going to be difficult, but it's going to be worth it. Because your biggest wound is always your biggest lesson and you can heal someone else. So the way that you choose to have a podcast, again, I told you that Gemini is that broadcasting and connecting with people. The people that you connect with and you talk to and your one-to-one relationships and connections with them, you can help heal them. Based on the knowledge that you acquire over time.
Shit. Yeah, I'm trying to drop gem on niggas, man. Like, yo,
I mean, I'm telling you.
Let me heal your heart, bitch ass nigga. Let me stop.
No, but seriously, even when you say like, oh, I'm good at connecting people, like, or you can see somebody like, yo, I can definitely help you shoot your shot. Like, that's you maintaining like your purpose and who you are meant to be. You're meant to connect people and you're meant to also connect with people yourself. So I'm telling you, like, your biggest wound and your biggest lesson, you're going to be able to help so many people. You're going to be able to help so many people. Like, for me, like, my wound is in the 7th house as well, but it's in Virgo. So that's why me becoming a psychologist is essentially me on my way to my purpose. Because I'm healing my wound of the ideas that I have about relationships, and then I'll be able to help somebody else.
I like that.
So then I could become like a marriage and family counselor.
Ooh.
You gotta be like mentally equipped for that.
I have the patience. I can sit and listen to somebody talk all day. And it's crazy because I meet people on the street and they just start telling me their life story, and I'm just like, oh, word?
Yo,
it happens to me all the time at work.
Word?
Like, no, for
You're
real.
a Pisces rising. People, I would love to see a chart if people do that to you.
And I had a guy stop me, and he was just like, "Oh, you working?" I'm like, "No, I just wanted a piece of cheese." He stopped me. He started telling me that he doesn't believe in God. He said God is just was black. God was Jesus was never white. So they just took a picture from a book and just put a white man, and they started praising him. So I said, "Do you believe in a higher power?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you spiritual?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, so what do you believe in? Who do you think is waking you up every morning for you to go drive MTA's bus
and have these conversations?"
All right, and he was talking to me for a good 45 minutes. The cheese in my hand got hot.
Wow.
Yo,
I didn't know how to stop him. I don't know. He just felt, it was just flowing. I mean, I was responding, but it wasn't me responding where I really want to sit there and talk because my food was getting cold and I really wanted to go home. I didn't want to be at work anitmore, but it happens all the time.
I remember going to buy a hat from like the mall. It was this dude that was working there. The conversation just started with, what are you looking for? Like, what kind of hat are you looking for? And it pretty much ended with, like, him talking about how he lived in Boston and, like,
wow.
And, like, fucking maneuvering from living in Boston to Long Island, how he doesn't even like it here. Just, like, then we're talking about books and reading and shit like that. And it's just like, yo, it got to a point where it's like, in the middle of the conversation, I zoned back in. I said, "Oh shit, I'm still here talking to this nigga." But like, people like that shit happens to me all the time. I can meet someone randomly, and we don't have the same, like, we're nothing alike, but we can have a conversation for hours.
That's that Pisces rising.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you naturally make people feel welcome. You naturally able to connect with people, and like, they just feel comfortable in your presence to the point where, like, they'll probably just tell you their full life story. Okay. And, like, it's weird sometimes. You be like, yo, like, I'm not ready for all of this. Like, I'm just here to buy some food and leave. And they just be telling you their whole life. That's why I would love to know what your rising is, because I think out of all, like, water risings usually are those type of people, and we're also like master manifestors. Pisces rising, like, you could literally manifest anything you want. I know a lot of people don't really believe in manifestation.
No, it's
that's my thing.
No,
but
I
do, and like it literally, because it works. Like, it, especially for like water signs, like, it works. Like, it's just like I could sit there and, like, especially you being a Cancer as well. It works. Like, it really does. You can really sit there and work on it and manifest it. It's crazy because on January 1st, 2021. I wrote out a list of goals. Yeah. And I just put it away. And I just moved. So I, like, randomly found the paper, and I literally have shattered half those goals already and didn't even know.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And it's just all about just writing it down and just, thank you. It's all about just writing it down and, like, just kind of putting it in the air, putting it in the atmosphere that this is what I want to accomplish. And I know it's not that simple for everybody. I'm not trying to sit there and say it's magic, but, like, when you envision it for yourself and you put it out into the atmosphere,
you gotta have the discipline as well.
The discipline, you gotta put the work towards it. When you do that, you're gonna see results. So again, with that, like, that energy, like, use it to your advantage. Like,
I'm trying to manifest this interview with Damson Idris.
Who?
Snowfall. Franklin.
Oh, word. I actually just started watching that.
Yo,
it's really interesting.
Like, I gotta get into it. I actually haven't not started yet. I'm like so behind on so many shows.
Watch it. Fuck every other show. Watch that.
It's really good.
It's
like season one.
A scale from 1 to 10 is
season 1.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty slow. Season 2, it gets crazy.
Okay, so I'm dealing with something that's slow and then crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
But, like, it's slow for a reason. Like, if you
Game of Thrones slow. Game of Thrones started off slow as fuck.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Nah, I watched it. I watched it, and it was like, okay, ooh, and then it's like, okay, power. Like, you see how power started? It's just like, okay, it's relatable. You get straight to it. It's a drug dealer trying to get out of the game. High school sweetheart. She his wife. Infidelity. This is something that people do every day. You know, same thing with Snowfall. Selling drugs. Game of Thrones is.
So you telling me you don't see white workers outside all the time? I'm playing.
But yeah, like, the first season, like, it makes sense. It's just an explanation of what you're about to see, and it's explanation and preparation of what you're about to see and what you're about to get into. Up until the 4th season that we're in right now.
4.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's when I started watching it. I haven't seen any other seasons.
Let's go now. You gotta go back. You gotta go back. You got to see Franklin from when he was just the scrawny nigga with the little weird ass shoulder stance to
who he is
to the boss that he is now.
All right, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna listen to you.
I love how all of our conversations kind of like start with the chart and then lead into other shit that has nothing to do with it. It's so great. It's like flowing.
I love it. Yeah, because we good with talking to people. So obviously we could talk to each other about anything.
Can I ask a question?
What's that?
Have you ever had somebody just sit and just look at you? I'm looking like I'm fishing. Have you ever had conversations that didn't flow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God! Look at the.
Man.
I'm like, should I ask this? I don't want to, ruffle no feathers.
And honestly, I don't like hide it on my face that like I'm not, that this is not going. Like if the conversation's not flowing, I'm just all right.
It'd be the worst if you on a date with someone.
Oh my God!
Yo, like I was gonna ask I was gonna ask a question, but I was just I want to get into my chart. I'm not gonna hold you.
I thought about that recently. I remember in high school, I took a girl to like IHOP.
Okay.
Free pancake day?
No.
Okay.
That was the thing in high school.
We got money here. You could afford the little breakfast sampler.
Okay. $9.99.
Rudy Tooty.
All right.
Yeah. So, before the day, like we could have a conversation about anything type of thing, like everything cool. Once we got on a date, we're just sitting there, just looking at each other, like, all right. So, like, what do you see yourself doing ever in life? I feel like doing this. Okay, cool. Oh, that was the most awkward date, most awkward bus ride back. As soon as we step foot on Flushing property, niggas separated. Like, all right, but
I'm see you tomorrow. Right?
I'm gonna holler at you.
Now it's different. I feel like now if
I'm gonna tell you who it was with. You gonna laugh. You gonna like what?
I feel like now if you go on a date with someone and it's like, I don't know, because I'll be saying like, damn, I want to go on a date. Like, I want to get dressed up and go on a date. I want to have an intellectual conversation with someone and we could just talk about things. Like, it could just be about anything. But these days, people don't know how to converse back. Oh, they on their phone. That's another thing. On the date with someone, it's a pet peeve.
Pet peeve.
Like on your.
Don't waste my time. Do that on your time. You had all day to be on your phone. Don't wait till you get with me to be. Wait, what you said? No, put your phone down.
I really hate that. Like I really hate that because now I feel like I'm being a bother to you. The fact that you have to be on your phone, like I'm competing with your phone. Yeah. Especially if we're on a date, if this is not our first date or this is our first date trying to get to know each other and spend quality time with each other, why are you on your phone? You can always be on your phone. Those people are gonna miss you for 2 hours. Yeah. And they'll be fine.
It's not an emergency.
It's not an emergency. I can understand if you flipped it over and you're like, oh, my mom called me. I can, you step to the side, but you texted in the group chat. Those girls, you're not missing nothing in the group chat.
It's gonna be the same shit today, tomorrow, next week.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like not girls, I'm gonna say people don't know the balance between of being on your phone when you're with a significant other or you want to make them a significant other. They don't know how to balance it. I even asked one of those questions on my poll, when on a date, how often do you think you should check your phone?
Never.
Some people said as many. I said the option was as many times as you want, or I said 1 to 3 times.
I did 1 to 3. I clicked 1 to 3 times.
Right?
1 to 3 times.
But think about it. It's your phone. You have to use it.
Because you could be on some shit like you want to check the time.
But why do you want to check the time?
Because what if
got something to do after?
Yeah, what if you got something to do after?
Okay, you got something to do after. All right. Or, not interested?
Not even that you're just that you're not interested or some shit like that. Or like say like we're having a good conversation and you're just like, I wonder how long we've been talking.
You're like, oh damn, what time is it? Right?
Yeah, like it's 7:45 right now. We've been talking for mad long, and then I look back at my shit. It's 9:50. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even know we was talking this long.
Right.
Because that's another thing you can even bring up in the conversation. Like, yo, I didn't even know we was talking this long. Like, I love having conversations like this. I love talking.
Gemini.
Like, I still haven't even had the type of date where it's like We go out to eat, and we're the last person to leave because we're literally just sitting there just talking. Like,
that's what I
long.
want. Like, that's a great connection.
Like, I want the waiter to be like, we're getting ready to go. All right, bet. We still talking. I want the boss to come like, yo, you gotta wrap this up. Like, it's time to go.
You know what? That's equivalent to staying on the phone until when we used to be in high school doing that shit till the sun come up, and you on the phone all the time.
Phone hot as hell.
That shit is steaming. That shit gonna burn up your bed.
You leaned over, like, damn.
No, I do got a question though before we get back on track though. What's the worst date you ever been on? Or what's the worst thing that's ever happened on a date? Because I got one.
Oh, girl that just didn't show up.
You guys stood up?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Was this like recent? Not recent, but like...
This was like 2013.
I would say the worst thing that happened, she started fighting. Like with the waiter. Like, no, it wasn't even funny. It was mad embarrassing. It was just like...
Wait, for what?
It's only funny. I'm only laughing because I'm picturing your face.
You're picturing me, right?
I'm picturing your face.
Like, I'm like, I could just be like, you know, energized. I don't mind talking to people, and people just like, oh, you're so nice, you're so friendly. But I'm kind of just so private. Like, I really like to keep that intimate moment private. So the waitress did, I don't remember what the waitress did, and she was just like, I think because she wasn't in the mood or something, and I was trying to get her in the mood. The waitress did something.
You were trying to finger pop her at the table?
No, the waitress. Let me tell you what happened.
You said getting in the mood.
No, she wasn't in the mood. Like she was having a bad day. The waitress came over and sat next to me and was rubbing on my shoulder. And it was just like,
yeah, she was wilding.
Yeah,
she was wilding. And what date was this? Date number what?
This was like probably date number 15.
Oh, y'all was getting it in.
Yeah, it was dating. So she came over and she was just like, oh, like, you know, are you enjoying the food? I'm like, it's not like I know you. You was my high school friend or whatever, middle school friend. I don't know you. So when she came, she sat in the booth. The waitress actually sat in the booth.
You didn't know that lady?
No. I didn't know her, so I was shocked. But the whole time I was looking at her and she was just looking at me like, I'm about to fuck this bitch up if she don't. What is she doing? Mm-hmm. So it was kind of just like...
awkward.
Yeah, it really was.
What do you do in that moment? You just sit there and you be like, chill, like...
You didn't be like, yo, chill.
No? Nah, I was just like, all right, this is... I'm like, can I get some more water? She was just like, yeah, I'm going to get you... She even wrote... You know she wrote her number on the bill?
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, yo, these girls are getting a little crazy. While I was with someone.
Wait,
I can understand.
She was a shooter.
Truly,
shooter of the year.
She had to know that girl. She either had to know.
No, I did not know.
No, I'm not talking about you. She has to know the girl you were with.
I'm going to tell you who the girl who.
I'll
tell you the girl.
Or that waitress, her hands was impeccable. Like, it's not nothing to fuck with. Cause yo, you're not just gonna pull up on.
I even got it at the end, like, oh, you in this? Oh, you must know her, like, oh,
but
like,
what were you supposed to do in that moment?
Like, oh my god, like, right, like,
yo, chill, chill out.
Yo, my girl right here, like, you bad, like we in a public
place,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, what would your boss say right now?
You want to she bringing the food? You know she gonna try to do something.
The lady when she sat in the booth, I was
she
like,
definitely spinning your date food.
You think so?
She let a loogie in her shit.
I didn't eat that.
I'm not talking about you.
I know the date, but you know, like you be like, oh, let me get some.
Oh no.
I was thinking that too. That's why I'm like, I don't want none.
Nah, you enjoy that.
I'm gonna eat my food.
Wait, this happened before the food came?
This was before the food.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
And then after the food, and then the bill came. You know, I paid for the bill, and then I seen the number on the back, and I was like, shit.
Did you keep the paper?
Very.
Yeah, you got the paper.
Very. Whoa. It's a conversation for another time. No, I did not keep the paper.
Yes, you did,
I did not keep the paper.
You're denying it now. You kept it.
I love how cool y'all stories are. Mine's is funny as fuck. I was thinking
what's yours?
I was thinking we all about to laugh about each other. No, mine's is embarrassing.
No, I want to know. Say it.
So, okay, we went to this small restaurant.
Okay.
Nigga farted at the table?
Nah, very small. Like one of them like cute little spots.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my ass fell out the chair. And to the point, like, I felt so bad. The host had to pick me up. Like, it was like one of those, like, I couldn't get up by myself. Like, I'm thinking like
he didn't go to pick you
You
up.
up?
I think he was trying to process what happened. Like it was like something fell near me, and as I'm going to get it,
You fell.
shit.
The whole table.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Like shit fell with
That's
me.
calm though.
No, that's not
Nah,
calm.
that's
in
kind
a
of
small restaurant. You hear just
Was that the first day?
Oh man.
Like everything just falling
everything.
like
Yeah, it was bad.
that? Did he laugh?
He did.
Better have laughed. I would have been crying.
He
son.
did. No, he did after. He did after he made sure I was good. But I was laughing too because I'm not like easily embarrassed. But I was like, damn, I'll bust my ass. Like it was bad.
I thought those only happen in movies. I'm
Nah,
not gonna lie
that
to
shit.
you.
No, that shit happened in real life.
went
And the
to,
host had to pick me up from behind.
Yeah.
Like she came
Really?
and scooped me like this. And
Oh shit.
I went to cafeteria like last week. I was I wanted to get some hand sanitizer. It was when I first walked in, I tripped over this shit at first. But it was
Tripping in
nothing.
public. Don't get me started.
But it
'cause
wasn't really nothing.
I'd
Like
be
it was some shit where
falling.
it's just I just tripped and I just caught myself like, oh shit. What the fuck? I'm walking back to get the hand sanitizer. It's a couple right next to me. All you hear is doom. And I'm catching myself. I'm like, oh
Wait.
shit. Yo,
dude.
because I wear a size 13. So if I hit something, I hit something. So
Yeah, I believe it.
you just hear mad ruckus. I just played it off, got the shit. I'm just like, I see it was a girl with a nigga.
Yo,
She trying to look away and laugh. I just started laughing. 'Cause I'm like, yo, that shit is funny.
At that point, just take the L, laugh with him. Like,
Nah, tripping in public is different. Like you really gotta.
Yo, nah.
Woo!
The
Stop
most
your
embarrassing.
feet, y'all.
Yo, the most embarrassing time I ever tripped. It was one time when we was going to Flushing, right? The 44. You know, most times when it would just stop on Main Street and you would have to walk the rest of the way.
Right.
It's like 30 people, 30 students. I'm in the front of everybody. You know the parking lot shit that we used to walk through?
Yes.
I walked through that. I didn't see that big ass boulder right there. Yo, I literally hit the floor. My bad, bro. I hit the floor. Everyone behind me is dying laughing. I just turn around. I'm just like, yo, I'm just go to school. I'm just go to school.
Just go, just walk.
I turned up my music.
Keep your head held high.
At that point,
You're still a great young man. So much to
I
accomplish.
turned my music all the way high. I'm like, yo, fuck
You was
these
in the front of the line though, like.
Yo, I was sick.
God damn.
Nah, just
That was like the most hurtful shit, son.
It's different when you see people trip. You like you didn't
No, see, my problem with that, I'd be like, ooh, you okay? It's always, it just slips out the ooh, you all right? Ooh.
Nah,
And
I would hate you. Like, yo, you sarcastic asshole.
Right, like that's what I'm thinking. Like, wait,
No, I'm trying not to do that, but it's so like, it just happens. Like the minute they fall, it's like, ooh. It's like loud. I'm trying to make sure they good.
Right, imagine if they still falling.
Ooh.
You still falling like fall already. Like, oh, come on, get your balance.
Nah, I'm gonna fight myself before I fall. I'm just trying to catch the ground. Like,
Right,
oh, no,
like if you skating, right, and you about to fall.
Oh my
man.
God. You all
That's
right?
funny as hell.
Let's do one more house.
Okay, we're gonna do one more house. Let me see which one is interesting. Well, I think we could just talk about overall in general. Like, your Jupiter is in Capricorn.
Yeah,
so
I was hoping you skipped the trauma one. I don't want to get to that.
You don't want to get to that? You're not yet?
No, matter of fact, fuck it. Let's do it.
Wait, I have a question. How many houses are there?
12.
Okay.
So just like there's 12 signs, there's 12
Months.
houses because each house birthed a sign.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is okay.
It's very interesting. But I think we touched a lot of things for the most part. You have your MC in Sagittarius, which means that's your midheaven. And your midheaven is kind of like what you're going to be known for, and you're literally going to be known for like anything you touch turns to gold. When you have your midheaven in Sagittarius, I have the same placement. So like you're literally going to be good at anything you put your mind to.
Oh,
You have the freedom to do and be whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's because you've learned enough to do it. So like when you have enough life experiences and you learn enough, it's like you kind of can immerse yourself into anything and be good at it. And you know what that cultivates? Haters.
I love them. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Haters. I mean, like a lot of people
I
will
love
not
everyone.
stand you because you just do everything fucking good. Like I'm telling you, I go through the same thing. It's like, I know how to dance.
like,
You get bitches that be
wow.
mad because you know how to dance. You get bitches that think you know how to do this, you know how to do that. And it's just like, well, damn, like, why can't I do that? I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know.
You already envying someone. Like,
listen, man, like, from when 50 Cent and Hustle and Ambition, before he even started, he was like, I need you to hate me to fuel me to do better. Yo.
I don't know if it's envy or if it's jealousy. You know, those are two different things, though.
Yeah.
But it's not good. Like,
Nah, I love it.
Somebody to an older woman.
Envy me. Be jealous of me. Don't like me.
no,
Hate
but it's
me.
just
I
like
don't
when
give a
you
fuck.
envy. What is it? When you envy someone, you want what they have.
You want what they have.
Yeah.
When you're jealous,
Jealous.
you're jealous of what they have.
Yeah.
or what they can do.
Or what they can do. But you know what? There's an older woman that broke some shit down to me, and she was like, be careful of friends that are that way, because you meet friends, and sometimes they're not friends, they're fans. They see the way you do your hair. They see the way you throw it on. They see what you're doing, and they admire it so much that they become a fan.
They copy.
But is that a bad thing?
No. Well, yes, being a fan
it
is a bad
is.
thing, because a fan...
But I'm your friend and I'm a fan of you.
Think about fans of Beyonce, right?
Okay.
Anything she do,
Yeah.
I love you. Like, I don't want you to do that to me as my friend. I want you to tell me when I'm wrong, too. And a fan is not going to do that.
I don't want any yes men, yes women
A fan is
around
not
me.
going to do that. And then that fan is going to turn envious, because it's like, well, damn, like, her hair is like that. I'm going to go buy, I'm about to go get my hair done, too, but she going to buy the cheap shit.
Okay.
And so now it turns into jealousy, because when we in the club and I'm sweating, my shit's still flowing and yours napping up at the neck. Like,
And the shade goes there.
oopsies. But you know, I can make it like a man turn. So let me figure out what I can say. But you get my drift.
Yeah.
And then from there, that envy, that jealousy turns into hate. But I'm gonna still be your friend, because I need to make sure I know your every single move, so I could try to keep up.
All right. You know?
Because I don't want you to outrun me. And those are the people that you have to be mindful of and you have to cut off.
Those are the snakes in the
Those are the
grass.
snakes.
Thank
the
God you
grass.
didn't bring up the shit that men do, yo. Oh,
Those are the snakes.
I mean, you can
I mean,
tell.
which one is worse, though? You think women or men?
Oh, man.
Men
yo,
are more, I feel like
'cause
women are more catty.
I think women are more, right.
They're more catty. They make
They
it
will
more,
befriend
they make it more
you.
obvious. Look,
They will
like,
befriend
with women,
you.
With women, they make it more obvious. With niggas, it's just like they gonna go for the same bitch you got. They're gonna buy the same clothes. They're gonna try to
Buy
talk
the
the
same
same
car,
way.
yeah.
Same everything that you do, they're
Everything
gonna try to
do.
copy it. They're gonna try to talk the way you do.
and then get
Just-
mad they don't get the same amount of pussy for it.
Right.
It's like, yo,
Because you can't beat me.
Like, yo, you do know, like, you'll get more girls if you just be yourself.
Yeah.
If you try to be the next man,
Why you want to be another man, though?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to be someone else? I really want to ask people, why do you want to be someone else?
Nah, listen, I'm not.
We
even
are
gonna
not
front.
put here to be someone else.
I'm not even gonna front. It was one time in my life.
Okay.
I did some corny shit like that. It was a bitch I tried to fuck with, right? Didn't work at all. Like we met up in Wendy's. It was just pure silence. But through text, I thought like, yo, as soon as we linked, it was like, all right, bet. But nah, it wasn't none of that. So I see that she was fucking with like another nigga from the school from Flushing, but we still keeping in contact, fake. So I'm like, he used to say some shit. It was so stupid to me. But I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna say this shit to this bitch and see what she says. I said it to her, yo, she said, yo, you're a fucking bozo. I said, wow, all right, bet. So I will never do no stupid shit like this ever again.
It's accountability. At least you said it.
Yeah. I don't care. What
Self-reflection.
are you gonna say?
Agree with
You
that.
gonna call me a dick rider, nigga? I said it. I said it myself. It's not like I didn't say it or I denied it. Then you can call me a dick rider. But if I put it out there, what can you say to me? You can't use it against me. I said it.
True.
So
I'm telling you, be careful of the snakes. They love being your friend. But I mean, we gonna move on to your chart?
Yeah.
Maybe we should log in because his is not closing out.
all right. But I ain't gonna front. I'm about to run out of time.
Oh,
We about to
really?
run out of time?
Yeah.
Already?
Before it changed batteries.
Oh yeah. So yeah, because we got the shit for 2 hours. But
Had a
we can run it
feeling.
back though.
I had a feeling.
But we're definitely gonna run it back. I like this because I really want to like get more in depth with this astrology thing
Okay.
because I like
Yeah,
it.
me too.
But-
It's interesting.
What I want to ask you before we go is how do you see like where do you see yourself going with being a psychologist, especially being a Black woman psychologist? Like what are the things that you have to face now? What are the things that is just like you know that you're gonna just have to battle through? you know, I don't really know how to finish
I get what you're
the question,
saying.
but yeah.
The number one reason why I decided to go into this field, is, especially with children, is for advocacy. Because I think the last thing that I want to see in my community, which I've seen so much, is kids not being understood and kids having these behavior troubles and issues. And instead of getting to know them and building rapport and building strong relationships with them, I feel like a lot of people just feel like, let me just classify them and drug them. And it's like, no, I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can before we sit there and say, this kid needs to do this kid needs that, this kid needs this, because I want to make sure they have a solid future. Right. And a lot of times, all it takes is building a relationship with this kid, loving on them, because they're not getting that somewhere else, instead of just labeling them. And that's one of the main reasons why I got into this field now. And where I see myself going, again, getting my doctorate. So I am looking into programs right now, but I do want to have my own private practice. I do want to create community-based counseling centers where a lot of children in the urban communities have access to these counseling services. And I also want to be a resource for parents who don't really know how to support their kid in situations like this, especially because I do want to work with autism as well. Because I think a lot of kids in urban communities who have autism, their parents don't really have a lot of the resources to really properly prepare their child to prepare themselves.
And they're in denial.
Right, and denial as well. And I want to create like support groups for parents so that they have people to turn to in situations like that where they're struggling to deal or cope with what's going on with their child. So there's a lot of things that I want to touch and do, but more so based in the urban community, supporting them with mental health and creating the awareness, but also supplying them with resources so that they're not just another statistic. That's my main goal. And I think also working specifically with kids who struggle. Like, I want the kids that nobody wants. I want those kids.
Me too.
I really want you to achieve all of that shit.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
We do.
Let's all take a shot to
this is like
psychology and toxicity.
Yes. And unpacking it.
And unpacking all that shit, yeah. Ooh, I wish I could have did this in 9th period. But all right, this was really fun. I love this conversation. We definitely gonna do a part 2. A whole lot of episodes that I've done before that people ask for. I'm definitely gonna do a part 2 too, and this definitely is gonna be a part 2 because I love this type of shit. I love unpacking. I love unpacking things about myself. I love talking about. Well, I don't want to sound like that, but I love talking about myself, like to fully understand who I am, as opposed to just talking to myself to gloat or like brag or anything like that.
It's never a dull moment, you know. It's always active, and that's good. Like pretty much for the hour and change that I was here, but the 2 hours that you guys were here, it was never a dull moment. You know, you could see the interaction between you two, and then the 3 of us is just up in the air, and it's just keep on going with that. Yeah,
part 2. Smurf.
I could definitely
Smurf will not be late.
Smurf.
You can't be. We need your chart.
Okay. When's that part 2? You can set it at school right now.
We're gonna set that up.
From now.
But all right, it's the 9th period podcast. We got PhD Tiff J. Is that?
You can say Tiff J.
All right, but we got
Side D. I don't want a PhD. Side D.
Oh, my bad. I know I got it wrong. But we got Tiff J. We got Smurf. We got nah, it's only Smurf for right now because you're so late.
It's Courtney.
And we got Redfern's finest. Yo. We got Redfern's finest. Yeah. Yeah, you from every hood in Fall Rock. I mean, we got Cedric Films. So all right, man. So we gonna get out of here. Because I know the engineer.
Yo, shout out to Barry for having me on here. I love you, man.
Thank you.
I love you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I'm going to be the co-host, and, you know, I'm never going to be late. This is a business now, and I love this.
Yeah, I like this. I love this shit.
You know, talking to people.
I don't even like it. I love this shit.
No, I love it. Like, this is my first time. I love this. I love this for you. So it's making me love it even more. You know what I'm saying? It's my first time.
Dope. Your transitions, too, were, like, real good.
And you know what's crazy? It was... She been told me that she wanted to like do it, well, like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
That she wants to do this. I had an episode before it, but I knew this episode was going to be perfect for her because I remember the first day she met my girl. She was like, "So what's your sign?" Wow. Oh, Capricorn. So Oh, so
I don't,
so you
I don't know
like-
anything about Capricorns. I feel like they just reserved.
Oh,
And
we're going to have to
quiet.
unpack Capricorns the next time.
Yeah.
I want her to come to that one.
Yeah.
I want her to come to that one.
Well, we could do synastry. I could put your charts together and see your compatibility.
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit. I
Ooh.
bet. Wait, you need like her birth time as well?
Mm-hmm. And I could
I
put them
bet.
together, and it's called synastry. You see your compatibility with each
So
other.
let me ask you something. You really believe in horoscope and sign depict how human behavior is? You don't believe that people act the way they act because of what they've been through or just their mindset of what they've seen?
I think that they can go hand in hand.
Okay.
So I do believe that a lot of things, there's some things you just can't make up. It's like a lot of things do align and correlate.
Okay.
But I do believe that we all have a choice. So now that you know yourself, what are you going to do?
You
I'm not
believe-
gonna blame my decision making on a sign. I know who I am. I know my chart. And now that I know better, am I gonna do better or continue to make the wrong choices? So I'm not gonna say that a lot of things are like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm this and that's what it is. No, you know better, so do better. So it's not the end all be all, but at the same time, I'm gonna say like, okay, if I know this is how I am, I'm gonna try to work on that and make it better.
Right.
It's not meant to stay the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Love
love
that.
this. I love this shit. Like before this episode, I wasn't really the biggest fan of horoscopes. I'm like, this is all a crock of shit. But with you telling me
Yo,
this, it's
very.
like, yo, I like this.
I'm glad I can make you a believer.
Well, I know I can see it in the engineer's face. He want to go home. So, all right. So we're gonna wrap this up. This is the Ninth Period Podcast. I love you guys. I'll holla at you.